3 years into our marriage, a friend sent me a screenshot from a group chat. It was a photo of my wife, Ava, and her so-called best friend, Leo Carter. They were in a dimly lit room, faces close, drunk, and hazy. Their mouths were just inches apart, on the verge of a kiss. But what really broke me was the caption below it. After a long time coming, we're finally making it official. Send us your love. I slammed my phone on the table. Leo was crossing the line again, chipping away at my dignity one post at a time. I looked at the clock. It was past 1 a.m. Looked like Ava was going to have another late night. Leo had always been part of her life. Childhood friends. Grew up next door. When Ava and I started dating in college, she told me all about him. Just the boy next door, right? Every girl has one. I didn't think much of it. I thought if I loved her enough, she'd never look elsewhere. But the night before our wedding, I realized how naive I'd been. My bride-to-be went missing. I called everyone we both knew from college, but no one had seen her. Just when panic kicked in, I got a notification from Instagram. It was a post from Leo, two hands intertwined. And on the woman's finger was the engagement ring I gave Ava. The caption read, "She told me if I can't have you forever, I'll take every moment I can get." She was flaunting her connection with another man while wearing my ring. I lost it. I called him, shouting and demanding he bring Ava back immediately. When she finally returned, she said her friends had thrown her a surprise bachelorette party. She claimed they dared Leo to make that post while she was in the bathroom. She swore she didn't know anything about it. Then she had the nerve to call me petty, telling me they were so close. They could be naked in the same room, and he wouldn't even get aroused. Thinking about the 4 sweet years we'd shared in college, I chose to believe her. But that was only the beginning. After marriage, it never really felt like just the two of us. It was always the 3 of us. Even in our bedroom, Leo's texts lit up her phone nonstop. When they were together, she was all laughs and smiles jumping on his back, letting him carry her around like they were kids again. Ignoring my presence completely, as I sat there lost in memories, a hand waved in front of my face. It was Ava. She was home. Good for her, it was only 3 a.m. She reeked of alcohol, her hair messy, her clothes wrinkled. Must have been another wild night. "What, are you mad?" She slurred with a smirk. It was Jake's birthday. Leo insisted I go. "I'm not mad," I said flatly. "I'm just glad you're home safe." Truth was, I wasn't angry anymore. I'd spent 3 years being mad. I didn't have any left in me. "You're so petty," she teased, trying to sweeten her tone. "I'll take you to the mall tomorrow." "You need a new watch anyway." She always did this. Throw me a small distraction whenever she saw I was upset. The next day at the mall, she pretended to browse watches for me when her phone buzzed. She looked at the screen and smiled, trying to hide it. Then her phone rang. She shot me a quick glance, saw I was still looking at the display, walked away. "I'm at the mall," I heard her whisper. "I just saw a watch that would look perfect on you. Let me buy it for you." I didn't need to guess who was on the other end. Maybe it was time to finally end this marriage. That night, after we got home, I said quietly, "We haven't had dinner, just the 2 of us, in so long. Remember the restaurant from our first date? Let's go there tonight." "Okay, I heard you," she muttered, eyes still glued to her phone. "Now you should get going before you're late for work." Seeing she had no interest in talking, I just left. They say what you lose in love, you gain in your career. I was starting to think they might be right. It was true for me. While my marriage was falling apart, my professional life was thriving. In just a few years, I climbed the ladder to become a department manager. I was making more than enough money for Ava to live comfortably as a stay-at-home wife. And what did I get in return? Indifference. Being treated like I didn't matter. Tonight is your last chance, I thought, looking at her, still glued to her phone. Being a manager had its perks. I left work early, wanting to surprise her, even stopping to buy a bouquet of flowers on my way to the restaurant. I picked a table by the window and watched couples walking by outside, waiting for my wife. Just as my patience started to fade and I was about to call her, I saw her, or rather, I saw them. Ava and Leo walking side by side, laughing together as they came up to the restaurant. That's when it hit me I'd been a fool all along. I stood up, walked to the nearest trash can, and threw the flowers away. Then I sent a quick text and returned to my seat. When Ava walked in and saw me already sitting there, she looked genuinely surprised. She awkwardly pulled her arm away from Leo's. "Honey, you're so early," she said, flustered. "I ran into Leo on the way here, so we just came together. You don't mind, do you?" I shrugged, pretending not to care. "Ava bought me a new watch," Leo added proudly, flashing his wrist so I'd see it. "To thank her, dinner's on me tonight." It was the same brand as the one I wore. "Ran into him on the way?" "Yeah, right." They'd clearly gone to the mall together. Leo pulled out a chair for Ava and sat right next to her, leaving me across from them. I was the third wheel at my own dinner, and my wife didn't see anything wrong with it. To her, this was perfectly normal. "Order whatever you want," Leo said, pushing the menu toward me. "I'm good with whatever," I replied. Ava snatched the menu from him. "Leo's treating tonight, so we can't let him off easy. Let's get the most expensive things." The two of them huddled together, sharing one menu as they ordered. "My Ava loves the steak," Leo said, cutting off a large piece and placing it on her plate. "Here, have a big one, Leo," she teased. "You know I'm on a diet?" It's watching them pass the same piece of steak back and forth. I didn't even feel angry anymore. I just felt sick. Then, the person I was waiting for arrived. Lily. "Over here." Lily was a new hire in my department, less than a year at the company. She was elegant and graceful, with a quiet kind of beauty. That night, she wore a simple dress and light makeup. Her long dark hair was tied in a high ponytail, showing off her slender neck. "Ethan, so nice of you to invite me to dinner," she said cheerfully. Then she looked at Ava. "This must be your wife. She's absolutely gorgeous." Before Ava could respond, Lily sat down right beside me. What else could she do? It was a 4-person table, Ava and Leo on one side, US on the other. The moment Lily sat down, Ava's smile vanished. The playful woman who had been laughing with Leo just seconds ago suddenly looked ready to explode. "Ethan Hayes," she snapped. "I'm thirsty." "Get me some water," whatever I said, getting up. I poured her a glass, and on my way back, I filled Lily's too. "You know, it's Mrs. Hayes," Lily said sweetly. "Ethan is such a gentleman at the office. He's an amazing boss, so dedicated and always ready to help. Everyone really looks up to him." Was she really talking about me? I could feel my face getting warm. "Oh, don't let our Ethan fool you," Ava shot back, her voice dripping with sarcasm. "He's just a people pleaser. He's nice to everyone. Aren't you, Ethan? Weren't you just being nice to Leo a minute ago?" Lily smiled. "Well, you're amazing too. You're so beautiful and graceful. And that gentleman next to you's eyes haven't left you all night." That's my girl, I thought, secretly giving Lily a thumbs up under the table. Lily's words hit Ava hard. Her face went red, then pale. The rest of the dinner was painfully awkward. Eventually, Lily stood up. "Ethan, I'm heading out. See you at work tomorrow?" She left without hesitation. Leo offered to give us a ride home. Ava quickly grabbed my arm. "You can go. My husband drove. We'll go home together." I jingled my car keys and motioned for him to go ahead. The second Leo was out of sight, Ava exploded. "What's the deal with you and that Lily girl? Why was she here tonight?" I laughed under my breath. "Look who's talking. She's just a colleague. You're the one who brought Leo. Leo and I grew up together." "It's not the same thing," she argued. "So you can have a big brother, but I can't have a little sister." I shot back. "When you're with your big brother, have you ever cared about how I feel?" "We're both men," I said coldly. I know exactly what he's thinking. It's shameless. You're a married woman, a wife. Have some self-respect. My outburst left Ava speechless. When I walked toward the car, she rushed after me and jumped in. Her face was pale, and her lips were pressed into a thin line. She stayed quiet the whole ride home. The moment I parked, she threw her arms around me, crying hard. "Honey, I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. I'll stop seeing Leo. We can fix this, okay? Please." Looking at her tear-streaked face, my anger melted away. I wanted to stay strong, but my heart softened. That night, I went inside and burned the divorce papers I had written. I was weak when it came to Ava, and I prayed I wasn't making a mistake. For a while, she kept her promise. She stayed home, rarely went out, and was polite but short with Leo when he called. She even showed me their text messages. Seeing her effort made me feel guilty, like maybe I had been too harsh. But a fox always shows its tail. Just when life started to feel peaceful again, she ruined it with one sentence. "Honey, Leo's birthday is next week. He invited me to his party." "Oh, really? Did he invite me to?" I asked. She sighed. "Come on, it's just his old childhood friends. What would you even do there?" Seeing I didn't reply, she quickly added, "Don't be mad, I'll be home before 10. She thought I was angry. I was actually thinking that I hadn't thanked Lily yet for helping me out. With Ava out, it seemed like the perfect chance to take her to dinner. Funny how life works sometimes, like it's planned out. The night of the party, Ava spent hours on her makeup and outfit. When I saw it was time, I started getting dressed too. "Honey, it's the weekend. Where are you going?" she asked. "I'm meeting a friend for dinner. Might be home late. If you get back first, just go to bed." Hearing that, her hand shook and her lipstick smeared across her cheek like a red streak dot at dinner with Lily. I mostly listened. She talked a lot, and I just smiled. When she went to the restroom, I stepped outside for a smoke. When she came back, her face had changed. Dark, serious. I followed her gaze to a private dining room in the back. Curious, I walked closer. Before I reached the door, I heard the crowd chanting, "Kiss, kiss, kiss." Through the small gap, I saw Ava and Leo Hafem bracing faces, inches apart. I kicked the door open. The room went silent. Ava and Leo froze, still holding hands. I walked straight to him and punched him in the face. "Ethan, calm down. It's a misunderstanding." Someone yelled, but I didn't care. "You know she's married, right?" I shouted, hitting him again. "You pretend to be her best friend, but I know what you're after." "I'm a man too, I know exactly what this is." I kept swinging until others dragged me away. "Ethan, what are you doing?" Ava screamed, running to Leo. "You saw it yourself? There are so many people here. Nothing happened." I stared at her coldly. "Ava, you're my wife. I have every right to beat up the man trying to steal you. Don't give me that we grew up together excuse. Even if he were your brother, I'd still knock him out. Tomorrow, I'm filing for divorce. After that, do whatever you want." I turned and walked out. Back at my table, I looked at my bruised knuckles. "That felt good," I said to Lily. "I've wanted to do that for a long time." Leo never called the cops, probably out of guilt. Ava went to her parents' house. She called me a few times, but I ignored her. I'd already hired a lawyer and sent her the divorce papers. 2 weeks later, Ava's mother called. "Ethan, please. Ava's in the hospital. She won't eat anything. Can you come see her?" Now that she was in trouble, she remembered me. Where was this concern before? "I'm sorry," I said flatly. "You know what happened? I'm not coming." "Let her best friend take care of her." "Ethan, please," her mother begged. "She's cut off all contact with Leo, I swear. Just come see her." "Yeah, right. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Ethan, you need to come," she said, her voice trembling. "Ava, she's pregnant. 2 months along? Pregnant? 2 months." That meant it happened during the short time we were back together. When I walked into the hospital room, I said calmly, "You should eat something. Forget Leo for now. You need your strength." I had 100 reasons not to come, but as the father, I had to. It was my responsibility, honey. I know I was wrong. Please forgive me just this once. "We can make it right," she cried. Looking at her, I felt nothing but disgust. "I swear, I'll never talk to Leo again. You have to believe me." I knew it was another empty promise. But the baby was innocent. I decided that once the baby was born, we'd move to a new city and start over. I arranged for a transfer, which meant more business trips. Since I didn't want her to be alone, I had her stay with her mother at first. We video called every day. Seeing Ava's belly grow filled me with a happiness I'd never felt before. The thought of becoming a father made every day brighter, but that joy didn't last long. Our calls became fewer, and our talks got shorter until one day. A call from my mother-in-law shattered everything. "Ethan, it's all my fault." "Please don't blame Ava," she cried. Avashi had a miscarriage. The words hit me like a ton of bricks. A miscarriage? How? We'd just talked 2 days ago, and everything seemed fine. How could this happen? "It's all Leo's fault," her mother said angrily through her tears. "If it wasn't for him, our Ava wouldn't have lost the baby." Leo again. That man was like a curse in my life. I rushed to the hospital. Ava looked pale and fragile, completely broken. From her and her mother's scattered words, I pieced together what happened. After her last promise, Ava had really kept her distance from Leo, turning down his invitations. But when one of their old friends returned from overseas, she couldn't resist one more gathering. That night, she fell down a flight of stairs and lost the baby. She claimed it was an accident. She also said Leo had pushed her. I remember thinking, why would he do that? Maybe if he couldn't have her, he wanted to destroy her. Still, I needed proof. I went to the hotel where the party was held and demanded to see the security footage, threatening a lawsuit. On the video, Leo was surrounded by people, so it was hard to see clearly, but just before Ava fell, his shoulder twitched. Maybe he did push her. Maybe not. It didn't even matter anymore. All that mattered was my unborn child gone before ever seeing the world. Ava had broken her promise to me again. If she found some twisted joy in watching two men fight for her, I was done being part of it. When she was discharged, I took the divorce papers to her parents' house myself. Leo was there too. I had nothing left to lose. In front of everyone, I slammed the papers on the coffee table. "Ava, I'm done with your lies. This time, they cost me my child. Let's end this now, seeing the papers." Ava burst into tears. "Ethan, I know I was wrong. I shouldn't have gone to that party. Please just forgive me one more time." Before I could speak, Leo actually said, "Ava, it was an accident. It's not your fault. Ethan will forgive you." That was it. I kicked him so hard he fell off the couch, then threw punch after punch. "It wasn't your wife who fell. It wasn't your child who died." I screamed, hitting him again and again. "You bastard. If it weren't for you, would we have ended up like this?" I lost control, channeling every year of humiliation, every ounce of pain into my fists. I kept going until Ava's family dragged me off him, thinking about my unborn child. I broke down on the floor, crying. "Ethan, don't be so sad," my mother-in-law said softly. "You and Ava are still young. You can have more children. More children." There would be no more children for us. There would be no us. Ava refused to sign the papers. She called nonstop. When I didn't answer, she sent friends to talk to me. But what was the point? Once trust is broken, it's gone forever. Her family started fighting with Leo's. Her mother went to his house several times, screaming and breaking things, blaming him for the miscarriage. Ava even sent me pictures saying she'd cut ties with him for good and begging me to take her back. My reply was simple: go to hell. Eventually, we divorced. Even though Ava hadn't worked since our wedding, I still gave her half our savings. The house didn't count. It was fully paid for by my parents before the marriage. After that, Ava vanished. For the first time in years, I finally had peace. My relationship with Lily grew naturally from colleagues to friends, and slowly from friends to lovers. The biggest difference between her and Ava was simple. Lily didn't have a parade of male best friends. No guys constantly calling or hanging around. That's all nonsense anyway. Can a man and a woman ever truly be just friends? Maybe, but if one is married, they should at least respect their partner's feelings. The same goes both ways. Just when my life started to feel normal again, a message from Ava shattered my calm. "Ethan, I pushed Leo off a cliff. Haha. The obstacle between us is finally gone. We can be together again, right? We can start over. Please, It was followed by a string of crying emojis. At first I thought it was a sick joke. But then her mother called. Ava had completely lost her mind. After our divorce, her mental health had fallen apart. She went to Leo's house many times, screaming and demanding he pay for her lost husband and baby. Once, she even tried to burn his house down. If the fire hadn't been put out fast, people could have died. Her mother had no choice but to have her committed to a psychiatric hospital. That explained why I hadn't heard from her in so long. After treatment, doctors said she was stable enough to go home. She asked Leo to go hiking with her, saying it would help her recovery. For reasons I'll never understand, he agreed. But during that hike, Leo fell to his death. Ava was sent back to the hospital. Her mother called me again asking if I'd go see her. I refused immediately. Maybe that sounds cruel, but I was with Lily now. I didn't want her thinking I was still tied to my ex-wife. Ava thought that by having two men fight for her, she'd get double the love. But in the end, all she did was destroy the one person who truly loved her. It's a painful lesson for anyone, man or woman.